hereby declares that no evidence has been put forward to link Judges Ezequiel I. Dagala, Adriano S. Savillo, and Domingo L. Casiple Jr. to any involvement in the use, trade, or proliferation of illegal drugs, and thereby this fact-finding investigation against them is hereby terminated. You may recall that this case, the proper investigation, was convened by the court, and the court appointed retired Supreme Court Justice Roberto Abad as its lone investigator. In his report to the court en banc, retired Justice Abad dealt only with the charges against Judges Dagala, Savillo, and Casiple Jr., and mentioned that he is still awaiting a reply to a query he had made as to the allegation against Judge Reyes. Acting on the report, the court found that no prima facie case has been established against the said judges, and therefore it was constrained to terminate the investigation, considering that despite repeated pleas, the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency, PDEA, insisted that no witness is willing to come forward and that it, the PDEA, has exhausted the documentary evidence it can submit. The court stated that, quote, "We affirm our commitment not to shirk from our responsibility of imposing disciplinary action upon any erring judicial officer or personnel, yet we must also be steadfast in our undertaking to not be the instrument that destroys the reputation of any member of the bench by pronouncing guilt based merely on speculation." The court also took the extraordinary step of obtaining more documents on its own because of the grave public import of the President's comment. Notwithstanding this action, the court stated that its action was not to detract from the usual rule that the burden of proof in an administrative case rests on the administrative complaint, and that this case should still be considered a sui generis, or a case on its own. Among the documents obtained by the court on its own were those involving financial and commercial matters allegedly pertaining to the judges involved. The court also took to task the PDEA for making claims against the judges based on long-decided cases and relying on witnesses whose factual assertions were, on their face, not credible, and for failing, despite opportunities given during the Abad investigation, to present witnesses who could corroborate other material points. The court also noted that the judges had been placed in danger and that their reputations had been damaged by the premature announcement of their alleged involvement in the drug trade, which the investigation had revealed as unwarranted. In response to this, the court called upon various judges' organizations to take up issues that have surfaced in this investigation in order to further enable the rule of law as far as judges' conduct is concerned, so as to protect the lives and reputations of judges as far as their conduct is concerned, even as the court disciplines its own ranks. The relevant committees and offices of the court were likewise directed to convene to further the discussion on this matter, particularly on the independence of the judiciary and the due protection of judges. In a separate concurring opinion to this resolution, Justice Marvic Leonen stressed that the nature of the investigation is indeed sui generis, and emphasized that the court treated the speech of the President as information only, and that the PNP and the PDEA was only invited to submit complaint affidavits or other information that it had. He pointed out that the remedy of the judges should have been to file a petition for habeas data, and that it could have been an opportunity for the judges to have been exonerated. He, however, stated his belief that, quote, "The public announcement regarding the involvement of the judges concerned made by the President was at the very least premature. It appears that it was not fully supported by evidence that were professionally validated and which could be presented in a court of law. All it achieved was to shame the judges and others similarly situated. It also dangerously contributes to the President's public misperception that courts of law are incompetent. The truth is that in these cases, evidence is not available from the enforcers who could have presented opportunities for this court to clean its ranks. Crimes are wrongs against society. I am of the firm conviction that they cannot be deterred by another wrong. If you truly desire a society that works to rid itself from the menace of illegal drugs and corruption, which should strengthen the institutions that affect the rule of law, support should be given to those who struggle to do what is right." Close quote. The resolution and the concurring opinion will be released in due time, together with the Cambe decision. Questions? Gala Saviliano Casiple, and then Savillo, sorry. Dagala, Sevillo, Casiple, and Reyes. The Reyes investigation has not been terminated because according to Justice Abad in his report to the court, he is still awaiting one detail that has not been answered, presumably by the PDEA.
Sir, is there, wala ko bang substantial evidence or there is no evidence at all against the charges?
Let me quote the court just to be clear. The court hereby declares that no evidence has been put forward to link judges Dagala, Sevillo, Casiple Jr. to any involvement in the use, trade, or proliferation of illegal drugs, and thereby this fact-finding investigation against them is hereby terminated.
But if that you reach to serve, there will be evidence that will surface for.
Well,
Can the investigation?
this is a fact-finding investigation, so it's not admin. So, pagdating na lang dun, kung meron. But right now, we're talking about this current fact-finding investigation.
Dun sa nag-case po, ang question lang po is the Ombudsman's resolution finding a probable cause.
Except for Relampagos, because Relampagos is already questioning the act of the Sandigan Bayan in proceeding with the trial. But he also questions the basis of the Sandigan Bayan, which is the finding of probable cause to charge. So all of them having challenged the same resolution, all their petitions were consolidated because it involves the same question, whether or not the Ombudsman acted with grave abuse of discretion in finding probable cause to charge them. That's the only question.
Aside from use of Relampagos po, the center of the question,
All of the petitioners,
including Sandigan Bayan's finding probable.
Ombudsman lahat yan. It's the Sandigan Bayan did not find probable cause. It's only on the Ombudsman. Yes. Relampagos lang may Sandigan Bayan. Okay, anything else?
Sir, may message ko ba ito for
May alin?
may message dito sa akin. Verify yung message.
You want me to read the resolution again? Your question is there a message? I just read the resolution. Yun na lang yung sagot siguro dun. January 2nd week, I think. Kasi January 2 is a Monday. Is that right? Tama ba? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I don't think it's January 3. Sorry, hindi ko makita yung kalendaryo. But I think it's the week after January 2. 10? Oh. Basta alam ko hindi January 3. Kasi January 3 yung first Tuesday. So malamang yung week after that. Okay? Anything else? Thank you. The sheets are behind me.